Hey guys, it's Charlie Hustle, and we have some Halo Reach for you today. This is Team Slayer with the DMRs on Zealot. I really like this map. It's a fun map, and I really like watching the pros play. I've been watching a lot of the MLG action with Columbus coming up here at the end of March. Just seeing who's doing what, who's on whose team, and how things are shaping up. It's really going to be an interesting event, and so I've been watching a lot of their live streams and a lot of their gameplay. If you're curious about who's streaming or putting out videos, check out halocouncil.com. I'll put a link to it. It's a really good website to keep up with what's going on within the Halo community, especially on the competitive side. I realize there's other resources out there, but other than game battles, there really wasn't anything before this that was for the competitive community, so it's pretty cool. Check it out. Anyhow, getting back to the gameplay here in front of you, I pulled this gameplay in particular to make a point about how I learn video games and give you guys some tips about learning in general to help you when you pick up a new game. Maybe that's Halo 4 coming out here in November. Maybe that's a new Call of Duty. Maybe that's whatever, I don't know. But these tips are very general, so I find they work very well, and I think you will too. The first thing that I want to talk about is focus. And this game is a prime example of focus because in this game and in a couple games prior to it and the rest of the games in the series that I was playing, I decided that I was going to focus solely on not dying. Now it seems kind of obvious. Yeah, I focused on not dying too. No. I mean 100% committed to not dying, doing everything within my power to not die, even if it meant sacrificing a couple of those, let's say 60-40 type of gun duels where it's like, well, I'll probably win this one, but it's chancy. No, I wanted to go to a more conservative side where I wasn't even going to go into a gunfight if it was 50-50. I was going to wait till it was like 70-30 in my favor before I entered a gunfight. So that's what I did. Like I said, I played a couple of games before this one, before I finally was able to go flawless. But it was always tough. It's tough backing off and not being even remotely aggressive like I usually am. And I'm not exactly hiding in a corner like that guy, but I am moving around. I am patrolling the area. However, what I am doing is I'm staying around teammates and keeping a good steady eye on my back and seeing what's going on there. But I don't want to really get into the specifics about how I stayed alive in this gameplay. What I wanted to do was just talk about why. You see, because when you're learning a new game, it's so easy to get caught up in the everything, trying to do every little thing in the gameplay right, trying to get your strafes right, trying to get your sights on target, your first shot, trying to succeed right off the bat. Well, especially if you're going up against experienced people, that's not necessarily going to happen. It's very difficult to master everything at once. It's much better if you focus on one thing at a time. Like I said, in this case, I was focusing on not dying. However, in other games, in other series, I've focused on saying, okay, I want to make sure I utilize my nades as best possible. I want to make sure that I do everything within my power to not die with grenades in my pocket. Because the way I see that is, even if it's like a Hail Mary of a grenade throw, you stand a chance of inflicting some damage on a person, whether you do or you don't. However, if that nade doesn't come out of your pocket and get thrown, you've completely lost the opportunity to do that damage. So I wanted to make sure that I got those nades out of my pocket and I didn't die with anything. So that was just one example. Like I said, in this one, I focused on not dying. And a good thing to do this with is sometimes there's some good daily challenges out there that will actually force you to change up your gameplay a little bit and consider things a little bit differently. Like, for example, there was a gameplay that was like 10 headshots in one game. There's a challenge. And so it's, okay, well, alright. I got really focused on getting these headshots in, as opposed to maybe just in a certain situation getting a little sloppy with your shot and saying, I can afford to go to the body with this guy and finish him off in 2 instead of 1, just to get through that gunfight. So that was an interesting challenge, and really another example of this focused learning. Now, another technique that I use fairly often is I'll actually go into a custom gameplay, a custom game mode rather, and experiment a little bit, check things out. Because if you want to learn about something or experiment with something, a live multiplayer game is not the place to do it. There are so many variables that go into what constitutes your gameplay or your ability to do better or do worse. First of all, you've got the variable of the people you're playing against. I mean, you could go into one game and be playing against a group of MLG studs, and the next game you walk in and it's a bunch of people who don't even know how to hold the controller the right way. You just never know what you're going to be up against, and you don't know what that variable does to your experience. Now, another issue with trying things out in online gameplay is the ever-present lag issue. Lag can really throw your game off and could really allow you to misconstrue the results of your hard work. So what I like to do is I like to just start up a private lobby, and or a custom match, I guess you would call it in Halo terms, and just go in there by myself and just try things out. For example, earlier today I actually started up a custom lobby to start just tweaking and working on and observing what's going on with my sensitivity, because I've actually been in a little bit of a slump here. I don't know what it is, but my shot just really hasn't been connecting like it usually has, and maybe it's my expectations growing faster than my skill. Maybe, I don't know, maybe my thumbstick just loosened up a little bit. Maybe I've got like a hangnail or something, or maybe I've got a sprain in a thumb joint. Who knows what it could be, but for some reason I just feel like I haven't been hitting my shots lately. So there I am in the private match, custom lobby by myself, and I'll just go up to a wall and I'd shoot one bullet at the wall, and then that would be my target. And then so I would try to move around and strafe around that, keeping on target as best I can while still firing, and just observe what changes to my sensitivity would do. Now, after playing around like that, the other thing that I was doing is I would pick out a target on the wall and I would see how easily I could pop to it. So I was playing at a 3, the default setting, and I took it up to a 4, I took it up to a 7, and then I brought it back down to a 3, played around with it there, dropped it down to a 2, and that worked okay for me too. So I've got it at 2 right now. We'll see where that stands. But there's some other things that I've used that for, that custom lobbies. I've used that to get used to the gravity in this game, the way the nades fly, and also the way the nades explode, the timer works. So there are some other uses to that as well, and I highly recommend you guys check that out. So this gameplay is winding down as I almost get naded to the face there, and trying to do my best to preserve my flawless gameplay, and boom, there you have it. I only get 5 kills, but hey, it was 5-0, so that's straight to the bottom line. My team really did a kick-ass job there of keeping me alive and safe and happy. So I hope you did enjoy this video. I hope you learned something from it. As usual, go ahead and post it up in the comments if you got any questions. If you got any techniques that you guys like to use to learn and better appreciate the challenges that you face in new video games. So there you have it. This has been another video, and thanks for watching, guys. Later.